2026 is one of great acceleration, and that you are just coming upon in a short period of time this spring equinox, which is a new beginning, a new cycle, a new birth. And as this takes place, there will be a great acceleration in your experiences. So, for if you think things are moving quickly and at a fast rate now, they will be on hyperspeed. All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this spectacular planet. I happen to be away at the moment, so excuse the background is a little funky and the lighting, but I wanted to be here with all of you regardless. So happy Sunday. If you don't know me, my name is Kelly Kolodny. I've been channeling the Angel Raphael, the Angel of Healing, for 37 years. And just kind of, I guess, my mission in this world. So, a couple things. Raphael will come in, say hello. When that happens, wherever you are in the world, you'll want to ground down into the core of the earth. You'll want to say hello, just like Raphael does, right back. That will connect you to Raphael's sweet and beautiful healing energy. And then Raphael often has a message, has something to say. We know Raphael can be a bit long-winded. So whatever comes through will be perfect. And then we'll have an opportunity for Q&A today. I see a lot of people's hands are up. A reminder that anyone can join our free community where you get to raise a hand, ask the Angel Raphael a question, and then this live Zoom call is posted also on YouTube. So if you're listening right now on YouTube and you're like, hey, I want to ask Raphael a question, you can do that by joining our free membership. Okay, so here we go. I guess we'll just get started. Sorry if I'm looking a little crazy. All right. Oh, hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello, hello,
Hello.
hello. We are very delighted to be here and to attune to all of you in this now moment as we can feel the frequency of where it is that we are in a geographical location as compared to where the vessel normally is, and the energy of this place and the vibration of the water and the beauty that it carries as it carries codes that return to times in which the land was perhaps from your perspective much more pristine. And it is that this pristine vibration and frequency and stillness in place of slowness is one that over time in linear time shall be returning to your planet. We begin before talking to all of you, whatever it is you are wanting to ask that is settled within your heart center at this time. We would like to bring an opening and an awareness to the fact that your year here in time and space on Earth, that is named 2026, is one of great acceleration, and that you are just coming upon in a short period of time this spring equinox, which is a new beginning, a new cycle, a new birth. And as this takes place, there will be a great acceleration in your experiences. So, for if you think things are moving quickly and at a fast rate now, they will be on hyperspeed, and you will be moving rapidly toward whatever destination you have your intention placed upon. And so it is critical to step into a spaciousness and an awareness of your intention, of where it is that you are wanting to go in the direction in which you are moving in, because you will have the wind at your back. You will be riding on a glorious white horse through the threads of time, and time itself will begin to dissolve in many ways as dimensions will begin to merge, and you will step into the awakening process of dreaming at a rapid pace your reality into form. And many of those things that had appeared to be of great importance to you and of intense value that you are placing your attention on may rapidly begin to shift and quickly change as you will recognize and come into alignment with the rawness and the authenticity and the truth and the essence of your soul, of where it is that you are wanting to be, and the importance and relevance of what is deeply important from a larger perspective, as the galactic energies will be arriving more and more so in droves. We want to take a moment and revisit the vibration of Three Eye Atlas, for we spoke of this quite a bit, and it's almost as if it fell off a cliff, and the energy and direction of attention toward its frequency has been lost, and yet the delivery of its potency and its ingredients and its light and its ancient wisdom and knowledge has not reached its pinnacle or its height as of yet, nor has the full delivery of the consequences of the beauty of its synchronicity and magic reached your heart, souls, and your biology. And as it is moving closer to Jupiter, and you are moving into this springtime, this resurrection energy that will be arising as you are moving closer to the spring equinox, this vibration will start to be felt all across the globe, as it shall be descending very gently like a light mist upon your soul. And as it enters you, it will enter in the most gentle way, but deeply profound, in that it will become such a mirror to your vibration, to what it is that you are in alignment with. For you are going as a species into a great time of change, as there will be a rapid shift on a planetary level that will begin to mirror new ways of experiencing the world. And as you step into what you call this conjunction or this planetary alignment very shortly in the next week to 10 days, you will start to, for those who are attuned to more subtle vibrations, will be able to feel the presence and change in your perception of the way in which you perceive reality itself. And so, surfacing, there will be a toppling of leaders, a dismantling of the old order, and a rising of leaders who will be operating from a great state of compassion and will be leading from a place of courage and truth, authenticity, humbleness, and love. And so there will be what we would call a changing of the guard happening during this year. And it is of most important to recognize your part in the unfolding of these changes, because you are an integral part as you open your hearts to compassion and release judgment and energies toward division, and begin to move into the vibration of compassion in a state of connection with others, that you will find yourself flowing in a river of shimmering light that will lead you on a path that will open doorways of great synchronicity and magic, as you step into a vibration that is flooding your planet at this time. And others will choose to grasp onto the current, not move with the current, but grasp onto what is familiar out of a state of fear or worry. And that will make it more more difficult for them to be able to assimilate to the great changes of energy. And so we want to encourage you to let go, to trust, to flow, to surrender to the unfolding of whatever is taking place without a need to force anything in a particular direction, but to come into alignment with the vibration of purity, the vibration of love, and to allow that flowing current that will have very strong momentum, like going down a rapid at a high speed, that as you relax and trust into it, it will carry you into the open space of stillness, into the larger, vast spaces of the ocean waters, in which you will be able to see over the horizon into a space of the infinite, in the remembering of the vastness of who it is that you are. And so opening your field to the infinite potential that resides inside of you and the vastness of who it is that you are from an internal perspective starts to allow the questioning and the mind and the ideas that weigh heavy upon you to crack, to dissolve, to dissipate, to fall away as you lift your spirit into a new way of being, opening your hearts. And so during this year, you have an opportunity, if you want to ride on this glorious horse into the sunset, galloping at a high speed, but with great direction in your intention as your destination, in alignment with the vibration of love. And so, with that, what is it you're wanting to discuss?
Well, thank you, Raphael. That is all amazing updates. And I have one question before we open it up to everyone around embodiment. What does it look like to embody these galactic energies and to be in a practice of embodying and holding and expressing this courage and this love that you're talking about? Could you give us an example of what that might look like for a human to practice or to do or to exemplify?
Ah, it is patience. It is stillness. It is presence. It is the energy beneath the surface. It is the core of your essence. You may find that the energy rises in a chaotic storm, like spinning concentric circles of energies around you, grappling for your attention to be distracted by the chaos or the drama of rings of energies that are pulling you and fragmenting you into spheres of places that open your space to move into a state of right or wrong, or division, or black and white, or up and down. And this energy is inviting you to embody presence, to be in the center, to be in the core, in the 0 point, in the frequency of the eternal self, in quietness, without reacting to whatever may arise in your field, whether that be a tug in the alignment between you and another in a personal relationship in which a trigger arises and a reaction is quick to come on the tongue, or it could be on a global scale as an outrage may arise within your being. And although all of those types of energies can propel healing and cleansing and purification and have their own need and purpose at times, we are inviting you to just simply bring awareness to that prior to reacting into a state of stillness within the center, within the eye of the storm of the energy swirling around. And so, as these energies are moving everywhere, if you can come back into that place of presence, into the core of your being, aware of the energy that is infinite as above, so below, flowing through you, and you begin to speak and to feel, to act, to behave from that space of stillness, that place of inner knowingness, that place that resides in the heart of compassion within its reaction, you will find your capacity to navigate what may appear to be, from an exterior point of view, quite challenging, to move with great grace. And so we recognize that these words may ring hollow in a wondering how to do this, but it is simply within the breath of taking a tiny bit of space between one's reaction and an impulse coming in, one's words before they are spoken, to give a sense of spaciousness, a breath in between one's actions, one's anything in its relationship to that exterior or outside of self. And in doing so, this will start to bring a greater awareness to your aspect of who you are beyond the flesh, beyond the body, beyond the personality, the name, the relationship, the experience, into a broader vision, a zoomed out lens of the world itself.
Thank you, Raphael. And as all of these changes happen, um, from the human condition, you start to feel cautious, right? And want to be safe and secure and lock certain things in. But at the same time, when we hear you talk of these infinite possibilities and this expansiveness, another aspect of us might want to throw caution to the wind and take big risks and go for, you know, our ultimate manifestation. And I'm wondering if you have any advice for people that might be feeling some sort of inner conflict between extreme caution and security and really going for it and taking a big risk.
What is to come into the center? The extreme is the outer rims, extreme caution and safety that is based in fear without an ability to move forward, wanting to protect in a sense of security, that in which cannot be protected because it is always and eternally in a time of shift and change, in which one must trust and open to the aspect of the eternal self, must always be present in decision making. And yet, something that is deeply reckless, or perhaps the desire is coming from a place of wanting to experience something, not to be in a place of centeredness, a place of wholeness or authenticity, but perhaps one that is expanded into an outreach that is in alignment with greed or power, or for a reflection of perhaps status, is often can too be out of balance. And so it is that middle point. It is the 0 point. It is the space in between. It is the balance that is in resonance with one's own true authenticity from a state of a sense of love. And so when love is navigating the wheel and driving the vehicle, and the intention behind it is that, which can also be an expanded state of great dream, and a leap in risk is often something that one can take and reach a great sense of attainment in that vibration. But they must do it without attachment to the idea that perhaps that may or may not unfold, in which they are not attached to the outcome. And so it must come from a place of detachment, of the recognition of the impermanence of the experience, and the understanding of what the experience will bring in terms of true connection, authenticity, love, service, and the vibration of union between oneself and one's eternal essence. And so if the energy is propelling one forward, but it is not truly authentic to what is of the deeper need or meaning for greater connection and union in the most blissful and unified state, and it is is being sought out of balance for other agendas, perhaps, then that in itself is not directed toward the authentic self. And you will notice right now that there are headlines happening around others who have, in a sense, sold a part of their authenticity, even a part of their essence, in order to gain power and to be connected to a matrix of energy that suppressed that and were willing to disconnect from their essence in order to elevate themselves into a place of status. And that is very different than organically arriving at a place in which the reflection of your experience is based in great beauty, due to the fact that that was not ultimately that which was being sought, but an expansion of the soul from a place of deep authenticity to perpetuate love on the planet. And simultaneously, the result of that may bring about great beauty, reflection, peace, tranquility, and light, is different than that being the end goal of what is being sought. And so it is of importance to come into the center, to the core that we are speaking of, to the point within the concentric circles of energy expanding out, and through that to find your authentic energy and your purpose for being, and following that truth and trusting that in that you will be guided, and sometimes to the edge of a place in which you will be asked to take a leap of faith, to trust, to soar into realms of the great unknown, but doing so without great attachment as to where and how you will land.
Excellent. Thank you, Raphael. So we're going to take our first question. Just a reminder to make sure these are all universal questions for everyone and no follow-up questions. All right, thank you. We're going to start with Meg. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
That's me?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, hello,
Hello,
hello.
hello.
Hi, Raphael. I apologize. I wasn't expecting to be called first, but I've written down my question. Um, Many of us are sensing this period of collective, intense collective and personal change, where inner work seems to accelerate, long-standing patterns, they begin to surface more quickly. As I've been devoted to healing and orienting towards greater clarity and presence, a great deal has shifted in such a short amount of time. Alongside the growth, I'm also noticing grief around relationships, moments of self-pity, and a tendency during low periods to fall back on familiar forms of overindulgence um, to get through the wave, even while knowing that these short-term comforts can become self-undermining. How can we meet ourselves with real compassion during these transitions without reinforcing patterns that no longer serve us? What guidance would you offer staying grounded, integrating rapid change, and responding skillfully when old coping strategies reappear?
Wow, wow, how beautifully crafted your question is. And thank you for taking the time to write it so eloquently. It is deeply understood that many of you have made great leaps in your consciousness, have shedded much, have had many deaths along the way as your spirit is rising and soaring into its truth. And yet, understandably, for many, old patterns that have been difficult to navigate, to, in a sense, release, will continue to surface, sort of as that last energy beckoning your attention. And yet, the critical mind will often beat oneself up with judgment around, I cannot believe that I have not been able to clear or to heal this after all of my difficult and hardship and work and processing and healing and listening and teaching, etc. How can this old pattern continue to surface and arise? And it is that there is no simple answer because it may take in linear time for the soul to unravel very tight energies that have woven themselves around specific vibrations that are untangling themselves, that are unfolding over a period of time as these last bits of nodules of what appears almost like smoky energy that is transforming itself into golden threads of light, where they shall shimmer as you step into the fullness and the embodiment of your light body. And so, all that we can share with you is to create a space between the time in which you have an awareness or an urge to return to an old pattern and the time that you engage literally and physically into that pattern. To give yourself just 5 minutes, or perhaps at first 1 minute, or perhaps before that, even a breath, before you take that step without a judgment in the space in between that I should not take that step, but just simply an awareness, a breath, that you are about to indulge in that behavior or whatever it may be that is arising. Taking a breath just to be, to notice, to bring awareness without judgment. It is the critical mind that wants to judge it and say that it is wrong and that it is bad that perpetuates the habit itself. But as from a place of deep compassion for who you are, stepping outside of it from a moment into a perception in which your conscious awareness is perceiving it from outside of self with great compassion, just that noticing itself. And then over time, begin to widen that space from a breath, perhaps to 60 seconds, to 2 minutes, to 5, to 6, to 7. And as you begin to expand the time in between the urge, the impulse, and the action with greater and greater awareness, the need to actually engage in the behavior itself will begin to diminish because we are also asking you that once the behavior has been enacted upon or you have engaged in it, to also create a space after that, to notice the feeling that came in, the sense of security, the sense of calming, the vibration that was needed, that you were able to fulfill by engaging in an addictive behavior or an urge or an old pattern, how that made you feel afterwards, and bringing a space there to just feel into that feeling. And when you can feel into that feeling and what it is that you are truly seeking, you may begin to replenish that vibration or sense into that vibration without the need to, in the physicality of your experience, act or receive it through a third dimensional behavior that can sometimes be detrimental to the psyche, to the physical body, to the essence of your being. And so it requires space between the feeling, the urge, the acting, and then creating space without criticism after you have engaged in it to feel what it is that you are feeling from it before the vibration of guilt and shame covers it up in the critical mind that the behavior was done. And as you can extract that energy in the in between, and feel into what it is that you are truly seeking and begin to provide that from an internal space rather than an external one, the need to act upon the detrimental behavior begins to collapse within itself.
All right.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you very much. Letitia.
Good morning, Raphael and everyone. I'm
Mhm.
so honored to be in this presence with you. My question is um, about choosing a life path. I grew up Catholic and then let that go and went into spirituality, which I'm deeply into now. Um, and there is this sense of you can choose the path that your life path moving forward, or you can vision and ask for guidance on that and receive the guidance and then move on it. So, which of these is the way to go? I don't know. I await your answer.
Well, there is no right or wrong way. The path is encoded. It is a template, an energetic patterning that resides inside of you. It is not external. It is a map created by you and for you prior to incarnation that sometimes can be covered by you in order to uncover it, as if you are on a mystery trip, finding clues for the own map that you yourself have created to step upon and to unfold for you. And so it is an internal inquiry, yeah, that can include inside of that an awareness of understanding and remembering that you are the master, that you are dreaming it up, that you are drawing it into reality, that it is forming in front of you based on your attention toward it and the creation and the energy in which you are giving it and where it is that you are looking to be able to perceive beneath the cloth of the energy, perhaps covered temporarily as you rip it up in order to see that pathway and find it and move forward. And so it is always there, sometimes hidden in view, sometimes the clarity is disconnected, but over time, through an attunement and an alignment with your own internal self, it begins to reveal itself through a state of trusting. And so, if there is a curiosity as to whether one's path is destined or lined out before them, and which then is uncovered or not, it is both simultaneously because there is a framework, like a blueprint, an architect, perhaps that you have, in a sense, has created the outline, but that the details and the unfoldment of the timing is dependent upon your ability to recognize your participation in it through the creation process that moves through your energetic field, leading you along the way. And one of the greatest tools to expanding into the possibilities of infinite openings is to fully come into awareness of the aspect of the eternal essence that you are, and letting go of the concern or worry that it needs to be a particular way. For through the conditioning of the human experience, often one perhaps sometimes feels that they must achieve something that is deeply recognizable, powerful, seen, or named. But often some of the greatest accomplishments in the human experience are simply the small moments of compassion, stillness, presence, understanding, truth, love, because those rippling energies, a smile, a hand on someone's in a time of grief, a listening to one during their pain, an opening of the door for one carrying a heavy package. These tiny moments that may seem insignificant at the time are in many regards have a greater influence on the golden thread of your human experience and the shimmering light and the impact that it has on a global level through the realms than perhaps something that is labeled as a particular vocation or a particular achievement in one's experience. For often in the human experience, one is seeking to be seen or known for something in particular. But it is that as the time of releasing of the flesh and the body, as you return to home, there is a moment of reflection, a stillness without judgment, perhaps known as a review of your human experience. And within that, a sensation, a feeling of every thought, every word, every action, every moment is experienced without time simultaneously. And we are here to tell you it is not about the golden medals, the achievement, the label, the fame, or the knownness, or even the leadership that one carries, but it is the thread of light within their heart, the small moments of action, the smile on their face, the gentleness, the generosity, the stillness, the listening, the willingness to be fully present with another carries that thread and lightens energies and hearts around the globe more than that, than perhaps that is known for who it is that they are on a global scale. Although, yes, they may have an influence and the imprint of their experience may last through generations or leave a legacy, but the imprint of the thread of their light is no greater or less than the old woman walking along the streets every day, gently buying her fruit at the fruit stand with a sparkle and a compassion in her eye and an understanding of a sitting for a moment with a stray dog as she tells them that they are loved and gives her this little scraps from the little bit that she carries in her bag to share with it. For there is no value in one energy or life being greater or less than another. So it is important to first embody the graciousness of this vibration, recognizing the importance and value of that, and knowing that that opens the door to a deeper understanding of perhaps the alignment of purpose and what that may be, and recognizing that purpose itself is not always with a spotlight, but sometimes in the simplest gesture of a smile.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Raphael. All right. Our next question is going to be from LJ.
Hi, Raphael. Can you
Hello.
hear? Hello. My question has to do with sexual abuse. Why do humans choose sexual abuse and rape as part of their soul contracts? Is it to show or prove to themselves that they love God so much that after experiencing such extreme separation, they can still return to God? Thank you.
They do not do such acts from a state of love for God. It is a vibration that comes from a place of power and control, a state in which it has been inflicted upon them prior to their inclination to behave in such a way, for a deep tear within the soul, a repetitive energy to feel a sense of control, power, eliteness, and a sense of ecstasy. At times, it creates a freedom that propels an energy forward to give them momentum in their own creation, but from a place of energy that resides in a vibration, although we do not like to speak of hierarchy, of deeper and darker places. One in which we hope is coming to close and resolution upon your planet. And yes, many have incarnated to move through this human experience on these lower levels of frequency of victimhood and of shame and guilt. And this energy is rising as we speak, very much being exposed around the globe in the recognition that many of those who have risen into great heights of power, and those perhaps who are living in the most desperate situations, choose to behave and attune to this vibration of deep separation and disconnection, hoping that through that attunement to another, that they become whole within themselves as some type of connection and is opened within them. And yet, in this, the perpetuation of such cycles of deep pain and suffering continue to rise and beckoning for compassion. And yet, as judgment lies upon it, in which deeply understood through the psyche of the human condition, the separation and perpetual cycle of these karmic energies are continuous. And so when compassion around the globe can come into harmonization upon such acts, the dismantling or need for the enactment of these vibrations of perpetrator and victim will become to merge within a unified field, no longer needing to perpetuate themselves in this particular way of being. And so you are at the height of a greater awareness of this unfortunate part of the human experience as it is beginning to come to a close, as you are entering into a new cycle in which the dimensions and resigning within the alignment of these energies begin to dismantle through their exposure an understanding in which others, rather than condemning with great criticism, although understandable and makes perfect sense in the alignment of your current understanding, can rise into the heart of great compassion. And it is only through the compassionate heart that the need for this repetitive cycle will come to a close.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Raphael. I think, LJ, were you more so talking about the victims of sexual abuse?
Yes, yes,
Yes, not the perpetrators. I
yes.
don't know if that changes the answers, Raphael.
Oh, especially those the abuse that happens in families over extended periods of time, starting from childhood to adulthood.
So,
Oh, these
talking about,
are
yeah.
these are the bravest souls. Is this what you are meaning? Who come to allow themselves to feel this deep suffering in order for teaching of compassion?
I see. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, this is very difficult for the human psyche to wrap its mind around. That one would deliberately raise their hand to experience such deep suffering in order to bring more love to the planet. But often the most evolved and bravest souls will find themselves in these circumstances in order for there to be healing within the family unit and then healing on a collective way. And so there is great compassion for them as well. But we can only speak of it from this grander perspective where it is that we are. But in the human linear unfolding, this is very difficult for the human psyche to grasp. However, we can only speak of it from this larger realm.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Raphael. Thank you, LJ. Roxandra, you were next. Go ahead.
Hi everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
Hello. In this, let's say, colorful world in which we are living, um, I find myself as an artist that doesn't make art matching the sofa. That art that is transformative and it's um, authentic to myself. I also find myself as a human that needs to pay bills and buy my art materials to keep going. So the question is, what is the tomorrow? How is tomorrow looking for us who will need this kind of art that we are producing right now? That we don't feel like selling art on Instagram by kilo. It's our purpose, or it's the way we'll put this art in the world's view.
You are coming from a very, very deep place. There is a depth here, a well. The soul goes very, very deep. It is the frequency in which you have wanted to attune to in this experience that is not obsolete, but moving toward extinction in a time of an energy that is moving rapidly toward surface frequencies. And yet the depth of the art, the soul's connection to this vibration is a long-lasting imprint that shall remain, like some of the greatest artists that have walked your planet. Their imprint remains. They touch souls through the brushstrokes on their canvas, where that of the surface energy that is flooding everywhere is much more temporary, and its imprint not as last longing. And so it is not always an easy path in terms of the exchange received during the current human experience, but the value of it often, like many are artists, recognized actually after the time of death. And yet, the importance of remaining in this state of depth and attuning to these deeper qualities that are, in a sense, reaching spaces that cannot be reached at the surface level. You bring that awareness, that vibration, and it creates a hold upon the planet to remember the value of that beauty that is not so quickly erased, but more permanent. And so we encourage you to continue delving into the depth of these deep waters on this path of remembrance to hold and carry these lines of energy through time and space that anchor a vibration that for many has been lost.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Amol.
Hello, Raphael.
Hello.
Uh, you said that this is year of acceleration and of that speed. Before setting my intentions, I wanted to ask in my blueprint what aspects of gifts, talents I can explore or activate. I personally feel that I'm living a little life when I can be living a big one. I know you addressed that both the ways are good, but those are my feelings at the moment. If you could guide.
This vibration that you carries both. For there is a sense of modesty and yet a yearning to explore at a grander level from many lifetimes of walking upon the estates in higher realms. And so we know that we are not here at this time to address personal answers, but we encourage you to recognize that you are at a crossroads between these realms. And that both pathways are illuminated with greatness, one in a state of more modesty and one more grand, but neither greater or less than another. And so a great examining and reflection within the center of your heart as to where your thread will brighten the planet the most and which direction will bring the most love. We encourage. So we ask of you to sit down for a moment of deep contemplation within your own meditation practice, aware of the two lines of energy that are approaching you rapidly as you stand at these crossroads, entering on to both paths with the doorways opening as you enter in and awaken your senses to fully embody and experience one and then the other. And then with conscious intent, a great decision being made, knowing that yes, it is a time of acceleration with an energy at your back in which you can ride into and open these doorways into new realms of possibility with the knowledge and understanding that you will have chosen it and that you are a great master with the capacity to bring both of these energies close to your experience, but yet only one is the one in which you will fully recognize and feel in the dimension you are in. And this simple exercise will support you in bringing clarity as to whether your path moves to the right or to the left. And a decision then, once made, we encourage you to remain steadfast with action in the unfolding of that without wavering back and forth in a sense of questioning yourself, which often arises, which can sometimes stall your projection, keeping you in a state of limbo in which now you're being encouraged to move out of and over the threshold into the momentum of the direction in which you choose as the master and the creator that you are.
Thank you. All right, Shirley. You should be able to unmute yourself now.
Well, I didn't have my hand up. It's so weird.
Oh, I think it's a different Shirley.
Oh,
There's two
I know.
Shirleys.
I'm not looking the best right now after an operation. Okay, I go, that is
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. It is not of coincidence that you are attuning here as I am the angel of healing. And it does not matter how you are looking in your physicality as a reflection toward another, for there is no judgment here. But we are inviting you at nighttime to open a pathway from your heart center and to feel an emerald ray of healing light that is the color green passing into the heart and beginning to swirl and expand into the cellular membrane of your vibrational field as it moves toward the base of the spine and begins to rise like a warm green light up to the spine and around into the crown as it expands, attuning to my vibration as I may open the crown to pour healing energies into the space, into the left and right hemisphere as it comes into union, opening the third eye and running the vibrations down the spinal cord and into all of the organs and systems as they are stimulated with a deep knowing and recognition that complete not only healing, but complete recovery, rejuvenation, youthfulness, and lightness shall return as you bring your attention to that aspect of your being and begin to merge with the youthful, healthy, vibrant aspect that is resurrecting during this time of change within your field. And so it is.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, that was perfect. And now we shall have the other Shirley ask her question as well. Let me make sure. Go ahead. Now you can unmute yourself.
Hello, Raphael.
Hello.
Hello. I wasn't expecting to get called, but thank you so much for this opportunity. It's just that the spirit of love seems to have left, seems to be missing, judging by how messy the world is. I'm struggling to find clarity on my life path to see how I can help.
Well, it is that love is missing from your media. from the lens in which the media chooses to reflect the vibration of your planet. But from our perspective, love is brighter and shimmering more on your planet than ever before, as more compassion, more tolerance, more acceptance, more understanding, more willingness, more fluidity in opinion, vibration, and understanding is rising through the reflection of such tragedies that appear on your screens that actually amplify a softening in the heart, a wanting to come together, to reunite, to look into the eye of another, to feel a sense of union between all humans, to see yourself in all living things. And so your purpose in this experience, in this particular now moment, is to be the mirror, to hold that divine and to recognize the divine in everything in which you see, perceive, and attune to as a reflection of the love that dwells within your own heart. And to amplify that as you choose to see love, to see kindness, to see support, community, connection between others, even through the trying times of great repression, suppression, tragedy, division, hatred, resentment, anger, racism, etc. The rising of peace, the singing of love, the walking for joy, the connection to nature. And so, as you choose to bring your lens to the love that is rising on your planet at this particular time, that is the greatest act in which one can do. With that, and for now, I shall be saying goodbye. I send to all of you all of my love and light, reminding you that you are beautiful beings of light, that your planet is transforming quite quickly, and that you are guiding it and navigating it toward a place of more light as we see from our perspective in the higher realms a shimmering golden thread through the acts of each small moment of love and kindness rippling across your globe as old energies crumble and dismantle, new beautiful energies arise, and the great leaders and the transference of wealth and love will be placed in the hands of those who use it to bring more compassion. Many blessings and good day. All right, everyone. Sorry, I know the lighting here isn't ideal, but I was glad I was able to pop on anyway. Sending you all so much love. I hope you have a beautiful Sunday afternoon. I will see you next Sunday because I will be flying on Wednesday. Heather Ensworth and I are doing a beautiful class together during this astrological alignment of Saturn and Neptune between February 16th and also during the solar eclipse on the 17th and that alignment on the 20th. If you want to join us, we will send out a reminder email. And with that, have a beautiful weekend. Take care and talk soon. Bye, everybody. Love, love, love. Bye.